Live from Electrikaleidoscope Studios. This is Edo. I'm Kaleido.
We would love for you to vote for our remix to Joss Stone's song, Love Me, featuring my vocals and Kaleido on the beats.
The link's down there.
It's beautiful. The process was rough at first because we're like, we wanna change it, but we don't want to ruin the song. Where do we start? You know, all these questions like, are we musicians? You know, those type of questions.
And trying to come up with something, trying to produce something for it, I wanted to completely flip it on its head and do something that wasn't. The original track has like a reggae vibe going on, and I wanted to not have that reggae vibe. I love the energy of the original track, and I wanted to kind of capture the emotion in Joss Stone's voice. And so by listening to the vocals and just kind of with an acoustic guitar trying to figure it out, finally I kind of had an idea of where I wanted to take the song harmonically, where it would let her, what she was singing and all the inflections in her voice kind of come out. And it's funny because you don't really hear this when it's a reggae track, but with the new instrumentation, with the new harmonies, it kind of brings out this soul, this like kind of like tortured element to her vocals where she's like exacerbated. There's like the sigh of like
almost like finally I found someone that can love me.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's also like the element where she's like frustrated that it hasn't happened in the past, and it's like right. And so she's asking you to love her, and is it gonna happen or not? She's like, it hasn't happened in the past.
Unfortunately, Joss Stone, I have a girlfriend, but
hey, I can't say the same.
The jazzy, almost Erykah Badu presence of the song definitely captured that feeling, and it's a love song, you know, 100%. And that was fun to go on that with my verse. I tried to capture. I didn't want to do like the damsel in distress thing because that's played out and you're not a damsel in distress. But I did capture on the dynamic of Princess Leia, Han Solo, because there is a sort of like they saved each other type thing where neither of them was kind of in distress. And you know, Han Solo's like the charming, you know, rogue. So I went for that, and I paralleled a lot of Star Wars references and the Han Solo love story in my verse, and that was really fun, and that's very like natural for me. I was just talking with Jake about how I talk about Star Wars like it's real life, because it is to me. You know? I say in the song, "You love me like my mama loved me," and that's because I think love, strip away the carnal parts of love, and there's something there that kind of can transcend who you're talking about. It could be your mother that loves you this way. It could be your girlfriend. It could be your best friend. It could be your sister. And my girlfriend, I feel like has that love for me that my mom would. You know, if I died, a piece of her would die too. You know, she'd cry. She'd try to stop me from dying. You know, my Star Wars influence comes from years and years of watching the films since. We'll probably say 99. My mom, no, sooner than that, probably like 95 when I was like 2 years old. My mom started playing the old VHS tapes with the THX intro, and then 1999 came and episode 1 came out, and that was really cool to be like old enough to be like, hey, this came out. Ever since then, I got drawn to the philosophy of Star Wars. I consider myself a gray Jedi if I had the Force. You know, neutrality or as you put it, non-duality.
Non-duality's huge. You should look into it. It's fucking dope.
Kaleido, how did you come across that melody?
The blow, bow, bow. I don't know. It just kind of started happening as I was playing. Because at first I had, here, let me just grab it. At first I started off trying to figure out what to play, and this was the first chord. It's like a C sharp 7 sharp 9 chord. There's like a lot of like emotional undercurrents in that chord, right? And so that's what melds really well with Joss Stone's voice, because you have like the and then there's the melody. I needed something that was gonna serve as the glue for all of the different sections, because if you'll notice that same melody, that same motif happens in the intro, it happens in the verse, it happens in the chorus, it happens in Edo's verse, and then it happens right at the end of the bridge, where there's this whole climb, right? Don't realize if you never. Right? It happens at the end of that, where it kind of just comes to a head, and she's like, "That's why I'm asking you to love me now." Right? Obviously, Joss Stone does it way more justice than I can. That's why I keep to the beats, you know. That's why Kaleido's on the beats and not on the Joss Stone, on the diva track. You know what I mean? But yeah, that melody serves as the glue in order to bind all these other parts that have that go somewhere. It keeps them all together, and it gives them something that is similar to go off of, you know. And then the bass line, we were talking about bassists that are killing it, and that we find inspiring, or I find inspiring. You mentioned Thundercat, and another guy is Pino Palladino. If you don't know Pino Palladino, you should. He's amazing. And his bass lines are so slippery. I kind of wanted to like take some of that, and I'm playing on the Gibson Ripper from '72. It's fretless, and so you can kind of get those like those little inflections, little slides that just all add up to like a really emotive bass line that's like swanky and like, you know, goes a lot of, you know. I tried not to have just like on the choruses, like the bass line, it's not the same bass line every chorus. You know, it's the same chords, but each chorus has a little bit of its own character, which keeps it from getting too boring, in my ear at least, you know.
Mine too.
If you haven't checked out the track and voted, we would really appreciate it if you could vote for vote for our track. If you do vote for us, we could have the chance to win $500, and we could have potential placement on Joss Stone's album, which would be dope. My intention in producing this track wasn't like, I need to make $500 and I need to win this thing, but I love the music that we came out with, and I hope you enjoy it too, and that's why you should vote for Edo and Kaleido's remix of Joss Stone's Love Me.
Peace.